Hey everybody, welcome back to Coffee with Mikey. And today we have today's cup. Put some honey in here. There's grass-fed milk, and it's very good. I mean, every sip I take of this feels very nourishing. Like I'm getting what I need to be healthy and successful, right? Um, yeah, today let's talk about negotiation. So apparently I'm a very mean and intense negotiator, which I didn't see, but I don't know, it's tough, right? Like I'm in negotiation class right now for my master's program, and we're going over different negotiation styles. So, um, my style is that I'm a driver, I like to drive the conversation, and that I'm very amiable, which is cool, right? I'm not super analytical as I thought I'd be, but one of the things that came up during class is I had negotiation with a negotiation partner, and it was very intense, apparently. I didn't feel that way. I try to make lighthearted conversation and things like that. But when it came down to it, I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was going to accept, and I wasn't going to take anything less. And that kind of scared the other person. And I was like, do all people feel this way when I'm like leveraging stuff? And we did like 101 different negotiation styles, tactics. I forget what the document was called. It is called the Index of Tactics. And I went through all of them, all 101. I threw in a Speechify and Speechify speak it to me in John Rhys Davies' voice while I was like going over it and analyzing which ones that I wouldn't really have a good response for. Um, but I could deal with all of them. I think there was like when I originally read the prompt for the homework, it was which ones wouldn't do, would you not do? And there were three, maybe four that I was like, oh, I don't like that, and I wouldn't do that as a negotiation tactic. And they were, I wrote them down. They were like the dead fish. Um, let me articulate that one for people. Let's see. So dead fish was 70 on the list, and it was raising an unreasonable deal point to distract a counterpart and get her to make a concession on another deal point on other deal points. I think that's grammatically incorrect, but I can double check it. ChatGPT, my bestie. um, so raising an unreasonable deal point. I don't think I couldn't handle that, but I wouldn't do that to people. Um, but I mean, like one of them is like acting crazy and just like making like a ridiculous thing. I was like, I definitely do that. If somebody did that to me, I'd be like, okay, you're gonna sit down. Are we gonna do this? Um, the next one is 89 out of 101, which is the ambush, showing up to a negotiation in large numbers in hopes of influencing the outcome. And I don't really think I'd do that. I don't know if I'd respond well to that either. I'm like, oh, you just brought your homies? What's up? Let me call my homies too. Let's see who has more friends. And that would be a distraction from the negotiation. Number 91 is bandwagoning, jumping on the bandwagon. So convincing a counterpart that everyone is doing it. So I put in my response to that in my homework submission, like Mark Twain has a quote that if everybody's doing the same thing, it's time to pause and reflect. And I that's how I feel about bandwagoning. Um, that's my point. I'm sticking to it. And 97 scrambled eggs. Right. So giving a counterpart false information or confusing him with misleading facts and figures. I think that's happened to me in the past, right? I think like we live in the age of misinformation, and I wouldn't respond well to that. Would I do that? No. Would I be able to handle that? Yeah. I'm like, are you lying to me? You think I'm stupid? Oh, I see. Right. So I'd be eroding their position with like the truth because the truth is like a lion. You feel the truth out, it's gonna defend itself. That's how I feel about that. I heard Tito Ortiz say that one time, and I was like, that's it. And yeah, so I mean, these negotiation tactics are great to like name it to tame it, name it to claim it, right? Whatever you, however you want to set that up. And yeah, I think it's good. But Uh, it was I mistakenly called some attention in the class because of like my negotiation style, and I was just like, was I too heavy? Was I too assertive? I wasn't like mean or bullying or doing anything to the person that I thought would cause them to be uncomfortable. But like, I think I was just more quiet and I was like mirroring their behavior. And maybe that's what that made them feel uncomfortable. So, I mean, like, I haven't had any like really tense negotiations lately. I think, I haven't bought a car in 10 years. I bought a 2016 Challenger in 2017, maybe. No, maybe I bought in 2016. That's right. When I went to buy it, I was asking for 2017s and they didn't have because they weren't out yet. But I bought that car, 10 years ago. I wasn't really super firm on negotiation. I was like, whatever I pay, okay. Right. So out the door is 33, and I probably ended up paying like 40 grand total with the interest and stuff like that. The goal was to refinance because I didn't get like the worst interest rate, but I was like, that's kind of high. And I ended up never refinancing. So that's something that I'll get better at with like my finances and stuff like that. I could have went like full Asian dad and just walked away when they're like, oh yeah, and this, and they're like, nah, we're done, right? Negotiate for 3 days, then whatever. Which I am getting better at and learning that negotiation's a skill. It's a skill I have that's underdeveloped in some ways, and I just want to get the end result, and I rush to it instead of I don't want to say playing a game, but going through the process of making sure I don't leave money on the table and making sure I don't overpay. Um, in the past, I was fine with overpaying just to get it done over with because I felt like um, it was a burden. And now I'm getting to the point of like, well, this conversation style I really enjoy, and this is something I'm learning to be a student of the game of. And like now I understand where I'm coming from, where they're coming from, and like where to meet in the middle. I've read Chris Voss's Never Splitting the Difference negotiation book, and I've read Getting to Yes. I forget the author of Getting to Yes. Let me. And Getting to Yes is like the original book for negotiation tactics or negotiation. Getting to Yes, a book by Roger Fisher and William Ury, well, Ury. And they basically say the same thing. Essentially. You want to walk away with both people are in agreement. There's something called the perfect storm in that book, which was very interesting and taught me something I didn't know. So in that, the prime minister or president of Peru, and the president of one of the neighboring countries, I'm going to get it wrong here, but I did read it. Were in not a conflict, but like there was like talks of open conflict happening. Apparently, there's a border dispute for a long time, and they were able to negotiate it in a way that led to a peaceful resolution, and everybody walked away satisfied, and that was amazing, right? So it's it's something that has been very helpful for me learning these things, because you know what I want. I want what I want, and I'm very aggressive towards getting that. And it's something that I need to tame. I need to be better about that. Because I don't want to feel like I'm taking from other people when I want to walk away with everybody being satisfied in negotiation. So that's something I'm working on. And it's something I'm getting better at. But I mean, having open, honest conversations, I always lead with the truth, right? I don't want to be misleading or seem like I'm like distrustful, because I don't want to work with people who are mistrustful, right? Like I don't want to like have any apprehension about saying yes to somebody that I don't trust. And that's one of the things I'll know to walk away from, like, oh, I don't trust that person, right? So yeah, that's where I'm at. Anyway, Brazilian in the background, she's on the she's on the moon pod. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, thanks. I think that's all I got. Oh, yeah. So we resolved the thing for class where there was like some tension that was like brought up about that. And I was like, I didn't know I affected that person so much. So I apologized. I was like, well, it just seems like I'm a really good actor. Because I didn't have any malice or bad intent towards that person. I just wanted to you know, accomplish my goal in that position as a negotiator. And it was very, I guess, it was very jarring for that person in that situation. So, mm, yeah, but I mean, we talked it out. We had the professor that does mediate for us. I was like, oh, thank God. And our next class is mediation, so I think that'll be really interesting. But yeah, the master's degree in leadership and coaching is going really well. I'm learning a lot. Um, it's reinforcing a lot of things that I already do, and I'm unlearning things that I are not helpful for my future, right? That helped me in the past, perhaps. And I'm like, all right, well, now I have to unlearn this. Maybe I'm unlearning to be so unforgiving in negotiation, right? And being less brutal. I've been using brutal a lot lately, with how I say and do things. Right, I make the joke that I read nonviolent communication to learn how to communicate more violently, but that's not true. I never read the book. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.